Okay, hello everyone. I wanted to take a few minutes to do some educational uh, session here around the trades that I've been in recently. Um, some that worked, some that didn't. I know I've been tweeting about ARRY for a while recently, and it's not about pointing out the one trade that worked because I'm going to point out a few that did not. There's one that blew up in my face today. I'm not immune to that either. So I wanted to kind of take that as an opportunity and then go through the good and the bad um, with some recent trades. So we'll take a look at few that worked, including array, some that were mediocre, and then others that stopped me out. And then if we have some time, we can take a look at a couple stocks that I'm watching very closely that are exhibiting similar behavior and characteristics like array, Meli, one of my, two of my recent winners, good good winners. So, as always, for educational purposes only, do your own due diligence. Not recommendation to buy, hold, or sell any securities for educational purposes only. All right, so let's jump in. Let's start with array. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at my recent winners, and then move on to the ones that stopped me out. Some break even, some worse than break even, and the one that blew up in my face. And then finally, we look at a couple of stocks. So Array, if you guys been watching my YouTube videos on my Twitter feed, I've been pointing this out for a while. I've been really watching this stock for a very, very, very long time. I think it have awesome fundamentals. Tried it once, as I said before, here, right over here, and then I got stopped out on the next day on the gap down. I believe, can remember correctly, and then I didn't touch it until right here. So you guys know that I bought it here, um, and then I wanted to hold. I had no intentions in selling this. I know there's people on Twitter that bought it here and sold it here. Okay. Um, I don't know why you would do that. Okay. If that was your plan to take 2, 3, 4%, then that's your plan, right? But that's not what I'm doing. There's no reason to sell here. Zero in my book. Okay. So I bought it here, and then I wanted to see if we finally are able to break over this chop and over this resistance. This was very promising. The pullback on low volume was extremely promising. Um, this is what happened next day. Nothing to worry about. You got your plan. Just forget about it. Don't overthink it. And this is what happened, right? So it looked like the pullback starting here. You got a doji, you got a shooting star doji, you got a spinning top. So looks like it needs to pull back, and that's fine. All of this stuff happening on low volume. Nothing to worry about, but that doesn't mean it's going to work. Here's the pullback. Here's the gap down here. And I did get a comment on YouTube or Twitter. Was that worrying? Yeah, I don't like seeing gaps. But look at the volume, right? There's just no one selling. Um, and this is right here is picture perfect. I mean, this pullback, take the gap out of the pullback, it's picture perfect. Pullback, gentle pullback, volume drying up. Again, there's a reason why I did all these indicators. Okay, you see the dots here, volume drying up. Okay, um, so buy limit, not even looking in the morning. Buy limit from the night before, stop limit, and it got filled to add to my existing position. Okay, I sold some, almost pretty much at the high. The way I treated this, I already had a really good gain here, 22, 23%. And this pullback here, I overloaded the position on this pullback because this pullback here, this was my entry and my stop was 2.5% on this overload or oversized position. And I moved everything up here. I moved the stop from here to here on the entire position. Okay. Internals of the market are not looking good. I was not ready to give up everything. This was good gain. So let's speed it up a little bit here. So I took the position, and I'm oversized now. And then here's the just from the entry today. I think I got filled like here, somewhere here on the gap up, and then there's this little pullback. So there's the stop. And then if we look at what was the reward to risk ratio, you got 1 to almost 3. This my stop was actually pretty tighter than that. So I was like about 3. You see here, kind of tagged the 3 uh, risk reward 1 to 3, and then that high coincide with this high here. So I sold some here. So I still have good size, not oversized, but I sold some. Okay, so that was really, I think it was 13-14% on the entire position, both positions added up. So that's the gain I took here. Okay, so that's how I played this. This was planned, intentional. I was waiting for this. I was not gonna miss this. The only way I would miss this if this gaps up like 2, 3, 4%, right? Then I would not be in it. I barely got into it on this little gap here. Meli is one that I pointed before. And then I made my first video on YouTube, or second video on YouTube. How do you get into a low risk entry? Take a look at that. Um, I'll link to it here if I can, or at the end of this video. But I got in here, and then I sold the entire position here. Don't ask me why. I thought it's gonna pull back and do something like ARRY did. Here you got your doji gonna spin in top. Um, so I thought that the pullback is gonna start. I didn't want to hold 2 positions and go through the pullback and potentially lose both of them on the pullback, because there's really no guarantees, right? So I wanted at least to book some profits so that I can sit through ARRY's pullback. Could I have sold half here and half there and just sit through the pullback on both? Sure, yes. But this is the decision I made. I went with it. I did not have a planned vision like I did for ARRY on Meli. Might regret it. This is holding up really well. But if this started pulling back now and set something up here as a low risk entry, I can get back in. But out of Meli, this was a really good trade from a reward to risk perspective. I took this trade here, and then my stop was below here. It was 9 multiple. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I sold up here somewhere. So that's 9x my risk. So it was really good. I can't remember what was the percent. The percent was about 15%, something like that. Okay, so 2 good wins. Awesome. My third one is AMZN. New buy. I bought it right here. I think I posted it on Twitter the night before. I bought it right here. Failed breakout here. It's too early. This bar looks scary, but look at the volume. There's nothing. There's no red bars here. This is earning gap up. Relatively gentle pullback back to the 50. I'm trying to get in. Um, you could have potentially got in here, but this was just too close to this wide range bar. I like this tight range bar here. Obviously, this is not an inside bar. It's like a doji. So I bought it coming out here. My stop, I missed this by 2 cents. My stop was right over here at 133.14. So this was my stop at 133.14. I'm gonna do that red here and do dashed and do 133.14. I remember that because I thought I'm gonna get stopped out. And then I think the stock low of the day was 133.16. I missed it by 2 cents. Okay. I got lucky on this one, tagged the 50 and just shot back up. I moved my stop down over here, and then I sold big chunk of it at the high here. So I kind of just wanted to start taking some stuff in, because what I have been seeing is not very encouraging. There's pockets of strength like ARRY, like Meli, some others in growth holding up okay. I'll show a couple here at the very end. But breadth is very bad. Stocks above their 10, 20, 50, 200 MAs, both on the NASDAQ and the NYSE, is expanding to the negative versus the positive. So I wanted to take some wins. In a nutshell, taking quick wins, I have not regretted that yet. Okay, throughout the entire last year and a half, 2 years, until I start regretting taking profits um, quickly like this. This is setting up, so this is still on my list. It's inside day. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But that was the trade. It's a little bit wedging up here, but I like the trade. The stop was pretty tight. It's Amazon. Doesn't move. It was 2%, a little bit over 2%. So took that trade, pull back, very gentle, nothing to worry about. Just plan your trade your plan, right? No need to panic. They're just pulling back 1, 2, 3, and then back up. Okay, selling some big chunk here, previous high, and then I will see what it does. I mean, if it comes back in here, build some type of a handle here, because this looks like a cup, build some type of a handle here. That'd be nice. So we can get back into that. So you got Meli, you've got this one as options. Okay. I don't think that was a lot of X multiple on my risk. I think it was 1, 2, 2 and 3/4, 1, 2, 2 and 3/4. So not a bad trade. All right, let's do IBKR. This is obviously not all the positions that I have, but I just wanted to show those. IBKR have been nice to me, so I keep coming back to it. If you guys see my pullback buy video on YouTube, I traded this one here, bought it here, sold it here, then bought it here, sold it here, bought it here, sold it here, and now I'm back in it. Not as clean and not like a pullback. It's again as early entry on a breakout. I bought it coming out right here from this day. So I bought it here. My stop is I moved it to break even. I tighten up stops for the uh, CPI tomorrow. So if we don't gap down pretty hard, that will be worst case scenario, a break even stop. If it comes back down here, build up some type of a pullback on top of this mini base, then I can add to the position and double it. Okay. So those are the ones that did okay, or doing okay. I have others open, but we're not going to sit here and go through all of my my open positions. I don't have much more anyway. So let's take a look at the ones that stopped me out. Obviously, Val. I made a YouTube video on it. This got me stopped out, so I got in here. And then I made a video. I said this looks pretty nasty, reversal, when it took up the high in the cup with handle. This was the handle, right? So this was the cup. Oops. This was the cup with handle. Take out the high and then slam it down. That looks pretty nasty. If you guys watch my video, I said, it's okay to go down a few more days, but I wanted to see it stay in this area up here when it pulls back. So my stop, was moved to below this low here, and I got stopped out on this day. Okay, so what was that? That's pretty minor, 1.3% loss, stop loss. Okay, so we're taking double-digit wins and we're taking minuscule losses. Okay, I could have left my stop here, could have probably made it, maybe, and back up, but it doesn't matter. This is rear view mirror. It doesn't matter. Okay, that was my trade. That's how I planned it. That's how I executed it. KNSA is another one that I took here, and then I got stopped out today, break even. Is it doing anything wrong? No. When I start them low like this in the pattern, um, I have a smaller position because the plan I want to add to the position here or on the breakout. So I don't go big in these setups like this because there's just overhead resistance right above it. So I want to build up that position. Okay, array, different situation. Overhead is all the way up here. So I go in my regular size potentially. Okay, not a minuscule position. Okay, NSA, smaller position, overhead is right above. It's just a smaller starter, and then add on the traditional kind of pivot, cheat, whatever you want to call it. Okay, Meli, overhead is all the way up here. So I go in good size position. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. FRSH, I was in that one as well. I got in here. It was looking really well from a multiple risk perspective. I got in, I believe I got in on this day, squatted a little bit. I get in on the high here. And then I think my stop was somewhere down here. Then I was up 1, 2, 2.5. My reward was looking good. I moved my stop. I think I can't remember. I think I just exited when I saw this bar on high volume. Again, just not playing around with this market. They either go or they don't, and I'm out. I want to be out break even. I want to be out when I see bad signs. Okay. I probably should have sold something at the previous high here, but it was just still too close. I thought it's gonna go, but it didn't. I mean, there's really good volume pattern here. Anyway, that was out. There's another one that I'm in, CPNG. I bought this 2 days ago. I bought it right over here, and then my stop is really pretty tight down here. This is gonna try to build up again. So overhead resistance right above. So that's just taking a position, and I would like to somehow get more here if we don't gap down tomorrow. Okay, so that one is I'm in as well. I wanted to show that. Now for the big blunder. Okay, but you guys see, right? Fresh, FRSH, KNSA, Val, 3 losses that are minuscule. Got good winners. ARRY, Meli, IBKR from previously, and then AMZN. And now you got this guy here. Blew up in my face today. Okay. So let's go through this a little bit slower than the others. Good uptrend. We're not looking at fundamentals, okay? All these stocks have good fundamentals. We're gonna stay here for an hour if we do that. Good uptrend, lots of buy-in, okay? Lots of pocket pivot. So a lot of outperformance of the market. New high, new high, new high for RS. Okay, so looks really good. Have the fundamentals, have the numbers. Setting up, building the base here beautifully, right? So here's your base, beautiful base building. Another way to look at it is wave 1, wave 2, potentially wave 3, and then right? Or wave 4, boom, whatever. Okay, so it's doing what it needs to do. It looks good. I like to stay here. Okay, look at the volume drying up. Volume drying up. Whoops, I always confuse those two. Volume drying up. Look at this volume right here on this day, on the day after the attempted runaway from the 50. No, I mean nothing, right? So I had all the signs. Strong volume here. So I went in, so I was looking at it this way yesterday or the day before, Monday. This is how I was looking, and I just stop limit, and I got in yesterday, right here, pretty much almost at the high. And that's gonna happen when you buy strength. Sometimes you buy the high. You literally will be the highest tick of the day. I know some of you are smiling because that's what happens to you, and that's what happened to me. So it was almost the high of the day that I bought it, and then just reversed. Um, it was not a big size position because of the overhand. It's coming up here. So I wanted to start something down and then see how it behaves here. Maybe get another run up, another wave down, right? So run up, another wave down, and then break out. And then I can pile in here depending on the market condition, right? So wake up this morning, looking at my phone, and then I see this down like 3% or 4% pre-market. What's going on? It was a downgrade. So this stuff happens, right? And then all of a sudden, right, few minutes before the open, it started getting worse and worse and worse, and just open with a big gap. My stop is in the market. So my stop was down here, left it, didn't move it. I knew it's gonna gap down above my stop. So what? It's gonna take the stop. Okay. So I left it, and that's what happened. So I was out right at the open. Don't I again, I don't play around. Okay. Could this have been the low of the day and then goes up? Yes. But I'm not removing my stop from the market. I am letting my plan play out. And then what happens happens. Like I've said it on my previous call on the IBD meetup. Put on your trade, follow your plan, and let the trading gods take care of the rest. Okay. So that was a sizable loss. I had in mind to be out with a 2.8% stop. I ended up taking 6.7, 6.8% stop. Okay, not crazy, a crazy stop, but if if I didn't just leave my stop in, I would have been down 14% at some point. And God knows if this would have been down 20, 30, 40%. Okay. So anyway, I wanted to really just show that I don't share everything on Twitter. I don't have time to share everything on Twitter, but I I have. It's been a while since I stepped on a landmine like this, but it happens to me, and I, I not even thinking about it. I just wanted to kind of share it with you guys tonight, to know that I get those two. All right, let's speed it up here. Let's take a look at AXON. This is one I'm still watching. I like it. Has a lot of the characteristics that I look for. Uptrend, building the base, up with handle. Okay, so now just looking for the low risk entry. Okay, the other one that I really like is Shop. I posted about it on Twitter. It's also doing cup with handle. All right, and then GTLB. I like it. It's a new IPO. GitLab. I'm in IT. I manage IT teams. So this is nice. I think, yeah, it's setting up really nice. I traded this back. Whoops, traded this back here. On this pullback, it was setting up inverse head and shoulder from an IPO base back in 2022. There was a pullback buy here that I played right here, and then I sold it here. So that is the only time I traded this stock, and then I'm watching it now. It really looks like there's another inverse head and shoulder, or bottom head and shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder potentially, right? Another way to look at this is you really have a cup here. So here's your rally, really nice rally. Okay, pullback, gentle pullback, no volume. OBV holding up very well. Okay, outperforming the market recently, and this is really your kind of your cup, right? So you have your cup, and then hopefully we get a handle, or maybe tomorrow we'll just gap up. Another way this could unfold, instead of cup and handle, you could ultimately become head and shoulders. So let's remove this stuff and let's do head, shoulder, head. Oh, sorry, shoulder, head, shoulder. I'm pretty tired today. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out on those three, AXON, SHOP, and GTLB. Hopefully that was helpful, guys. Going through some winners, going through some break even, small losses, and a big bomb in PERI, and then some potential setups that are kind of unfolding. So thank you, guys, and we'll talk to you later.